Hey guys, just got back from the theater from seeing American Hustle. Originally was going to do this really earlier today, but because of complications with cars and stuff like that, I wasn't able to do it. Um, I even eventually got around to driving my wrecked car to the movie theater, which is about 15 minutes away from me, to see this movie. I was really dead set on going to see this movie one way or another, even with a wrecked car, even with a hood that could pop out any moment. Like I was really wanting to see this movie. I was kind of given the thumbs up that I could drive it. So after I was told that, I was like, I gotta go see this movie. I was like, I gotta go see American Hustle. If you've seen my reviews for the past few months, I've been talking about this trailer a lot. I love the fucking trailers for this movie. They sold me instantly. It was kind of funny because I said in the trailer, or like the reviews for the trailers, I had no idea what the hell was going on in those trailers, but I don't know what it was going on, but I'm sold. I don't. It's got a great cast. It's got a kick-ass sound, 70s soundtrack. It's got like this great look to it. And I'm like, and it's being directed by David O. Russell, who David O. Russell is a prick, is a real big prick. If you don't believe me, just type David O. Russell's name up on Google, and you'll probably get a lot of stuff about his antics on set of him being a real prick to a lot of people. But Lily Tomlin, that's a good example. Uh, but anyways, yeah, I even despite the fact that he is a real prick, and I actually worked on a set where somebody actually did work with him on this movie. Actually, they actually worked on this movie with him, and they said he is a real prick. That you know, his reputation precedes him. So, even despite that fact, I do like his movies. I like The Fighter. I like Silver Linings Playbook. I haven't seen Three Kings in years, but I remember that being really good. So I'm really looking. I was really looking forward to this. It also didn't hurt that this movie was being compared to such films as like the Goodfellas, and that's a really big compliment if I ever heard one. Um, when you're being compared to one of Martin Scorsese's best movies, I mean that's pretty damn good. Uh, and I was really looking forward to this, and yeah, this movie is one of the best films of the year, hands fucking down. This is a movie that I will say you have to pay attention a lot, because even though I was paying attention a lot for this movie is one of those films that after I watched it, I was like, I might need to see this again, because I might have missed some certain things here or there, like small little details that I didn't think were relevant, and that ended up being relevant in the end. It's one of those kinds of movies. It's one of those movies you really shouldn't like go up to use the restroom to go see it, because there's a lot. It's a very complex plot. There was a reason why I couldn't tell what the hell was going on in that trailer. If you want to know the plot is it's based off a true story. It actually says at the very beginning. Some of this actually happened. That made me laugh when it said that popped up on the screen. And I actually read that it did happen somewhat. I don't know how true the story is, but I've heard some of it is true. Some of the people are real. But the story is it basically follows for most of the movie, pretty much the majority of the movie, Christian Bale and Amy Adams, who are this con artist couple that they basically they trick people into giving them $5,000 so they can try to basically they tell people that they're like they give out loans, and if they give them $5,000, they'll try to get them a loan. People are desperate and all that stuff like that, and of course they get the $5,000 and then don't give them the loan because they're not a real bank. So, they keep tricking people to do this for a living, and then they accidentally do it to Bradley Cooper, who ends up arresting them, end up being an FBI agent and arresting them. And in a deal to help them, in a deal to not get arrested, put in jail for a long time, they agree to help out Bradley Cooper in taking down some very corrupt people, white collar criminals. And that's where Jeremy Renner characters comes in, where they kind of, honestly, I'll talk about this for a second. All these characters are real big, despicable scumbags, but really likable, despicable scumbags. Especially Christian Bale and Amy Adams. Yeah, these two carry this movie immensely. I love Christian Bale in this movie. If there's anybody who deserves an Oscar for this movie, it's Christian Bale. I know a lot of people are saying Jennifer Lawrence, but I'm in the boat that's saying Christian Bale should get an Oscar. He packs a hell of a performance in this movie. He's very funny, very charming. You can understand why people would like this guy. I like his little fucking comb over. The scene where the opening scene basically shows on how he prepares his comb over, and it's actually probably one of I actually got a big kick out of that. That was really funny. He's very, very good. So is Amy Adams. The chemistry between the two of them is really good, and I'm glad that like most of the movie spent focusing on them. Even though all the rest of the characters were really good, I thought those two stuck out immensely. Jennifer Lawrence is great. Don't get me wrong. She is pretty memorable. She is about as she's something. Her character is something else. She is she's Christian Bale's wife, while Christian Bale is having a relationship with Amy Adams. He's also married to Jennifer Lawrence, which is pretty funny. I was wondering how her role, or like what her role in this movie was, and she has a big role. I mean, she kind of inadvertently helps them pull off the scam in the movie towards the end, and Bradley Cooper's great. I mean, he plays it pretty well. He's pretty straight laced FBI agent who kind of is a little bit in over his head, honestly. As you find out later on in the movie. Jeremy Renner is the only guy, and I actually feel bad for Jeremy Renner in this movie. I really felt bad because he is actually the only decent guy in this movie, person in this movie. Man, maybe Bradley Cooper has a little bit of decency, but he has a little bit of his own issues too. But really, Jeremy Renner is the only decent guy in this movie. I mean, they basically, con him. He wants to take bribes from this fake sheik, so he can put the money into rebuilding Atlantic City, and helping the New Jersey economy and helping out people. And that's actually a really good thing. And like, his intentions are really good. Out of everybody's in this movie, has the best intentions, and he's the one getting screwed over. And I will say this, they give him a little bit, I do like what they do with him at the end. I was like, because honestly, I didn't want to see his character go to jail. I mean, he was really actually a redeemable guy, like a really nice guy, he seemed like. And that was one of my only problems with it, was like, I was really having hard trouble. Maybe they explained it more. Why the hell they want to go after him when he seems like a decent guy? I mean, yeah, Paul, he was taking bribery from a fake sheik, but still, what politician doesn't fucking take briberies nowadays? I mean, it's not uncommon. And he was trying to do a good thing. I mean, but then I do like that the story, I was really interested. I didn't know the whole story, and I don't know how much of this is all true. But I was like, it kept me on the edge of my seat towards the middle of the movie, because I'm like, I have no idea how any of them are getting out of this. And also I was interested in who was going to end up scamming who in the end, like who was going to turn on who. You know, you knew something was going to happen, like, and I liked the conclusion of like who how everybody got out of this. That was kind of interesting. I really did like that. Also, I'm not going to spoil this, but one of the best parts of the whole fucking movie was halfway through the movie. They have to go to a mob boss who, damn it, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I'm trying to remember everything from this movie, but they go to this mob boss who's going to help them, who they're going to give money to help them with the casinos that they're about to build, like help with security, help with make sure nobody fucks with them or anything like that. Because obviously, if you want a casino, you gotta have the mob. It's the '70s, for God's sakes. There's like a secrecy, like who this mob boss is, and then eventually they show you who the mob boss is. And honestly, it's one of the best cameos of all time. I didn't know this person was in it. I'm not gonna spoil it for you. It's really cool. I will give you this hint. All right, I'll give you one hint. You know how I said earlier, everybody's kind of comparing it to Goodfellas. Well, this kind of helped that. This cameo, I'll just say it's from somebody from Goodfellas. How about that? All right, I'll give you that. One of the actors from Goodfellas pops up, and it's really cool. It's one of those cameos. Are like nice. Honestly, I didn't expect him. Like he hasn't been like in the cast in the cast role for this movie. You don't hear his name at all, so I assume, and his role is very short. He's barely in this movie, but when he's in it, he's very good, very very good. He plays a very intimidating. Well, this is a person that plays very intimidating roles very well. I'm kind of dropping hints right and left. I'm sure some people could figure it out, especially if you've seen Goodfellas. Yeah, and also I almost didn't recognize him. Like I said, I'm referring to him as him because I don't want to reveal who it is. But he's almost unrecognizable. Like the way they made him up, it was pretty cool. It wasn't only until I heard his voice I went, that voice sounds familiar. And I'm like, oh wait, no, holy crap, that's awesome. Also, I gotta give props. I've said this about this in the trailers. The soundtrack to this movie is fucking awesome. Nothing but great music. I mean, I want to get the soundtrack for this movie. This movie was nothing but great '70s soundtrack, and it's kept it fit with the movie really well. Also, like the style and everything else. They pull it off, making it look like the '70s. It was really well done. I'm sure stuff with like costume design and stuff like that's going to get Oscar. It's going to get Oscars for that. If this movie was pretty damn impressive. Really, yeah, it's really well directed. I can't say anything bad about direction or anything like that or screenplay. I'm trying to think if there's one thing that I can't think of anything. I know oh yeah, okay. There are some. If you sit there and think about some of this movie, you kind of can pinpoint some plot holes here and there that make you kind of question a couple of things. But honestly, because I was enjoying it so much, it didn't take me out of the movie. I only bitch about those if they take me out of the movie, and none of them really. There was a couple I noticed here and there. And see, I'm not going to mention them because that might spoil the movie. Because I don't want to spoil the enjoyment of this movie. And I couldn't really give this plot justice because there's so much layers to it. It's kind of like crazy. It's very complex. There's a lot going on. A lot more than you know sometimes. As you find out at the end. But yeah, I highly recommend this. This was one of the movies that I didn't want to make a top 10 list until I saw this movie and Wolf of Wall Street. Until I see Wolf of Wall Street, then I'm pretty much ready to make my top 10 list because I knew this and Wolf of Wall Street were going to probably be on the top 10 or even be a contender for Best Picture, Best Film of the Year for me. This could be. I think this could be definitely. I don't know. I haven't really. Honestly, I can't tell you what my favorite film of the year is. I have an idea, but I have to think about it. It's one of those. I'm going to give a few weeks, a week or so to think about it before I make my top 10 list. That'll probably be coming like December. Probably New Year's Eve. That's what last time I posted. It was New Year's Eve was my top 10 list for the best films of the year. Unless I don't get to see, yeah, I don't know. There's going to probably be a few movies I won't be able to see, like Saving Mr. Banks or what else? Saving Mr. Banks and Mandela and stuff like that. I won't be able to see yet, and I won't be able to see Her, which I really don't want to see. Which, by the way, speaking of trailers, I got that. I'm still not convinced. Everybody's loving this movie, and I'm like, no, sir. Basically, if you don't know, Joaquin Phoenix is the level of Surrey. No, and it's like Surrey's being voiced by what's her name? Scarlett Johansson. Yeah, she's being voiced by Scarlett Johansson, and yeah, no. It's a Spike Jonze movie, I know. Just no. I'm not convinced one bit at all about this movie. What I know I got a couple of pretty good ones there. I had what was that that one baseball movie of Disney? God, I forget what it's called, but it's something Right Arm or something, Money Right Arm or something. It looks $1 million arm. Oh yeah, $1 million arm or something like that. About like them taking like who's it? John Hamm. It's like a coach that takes these Indian cricket players and trains them to become baseball players, and it actually doesn't look that bad. I think it's from the guy who made Miracle and Warrior, which I'm kind of sold on that. Also got a trailer for the what's that Arnold movie? Now I'm forgetting the name of it. The new Arnold movie. Damn it! Let me look it up for a second. Give me 1 second, people. It's being directed by the guy who made End of Watch. Sorry, my computer is slow. Talk amongst yourselves, all that stuff like that. Son of a bitch! What's that movie? Sabotage. Thank you. Now I just thought of it. Sabotage. Now, oh my god. Sorry about that. Yeah, Sabotage, which basically looks like I could compared Last Stand to it's Arnold versus the Mexican drug cartel. Arnold and like a group of DA agents. Surprise, surprise! It's a movie about cops. It's being directed by the guy who made End of Watch. But yeah, whatever. I'll watch that no matter what. It's fucking Arnold in it. I think the guy Skip Woods is writing it, which worries me. Skip Woods, if you don't know who he is, wrote A Good Day to Die Hard. Yeah. Hopefully it'll be good. Despite that, maybe I'll be wrong. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, I don't think I have any much else to say. Other than I won't be back until probably next week, 28th or 20, sometime around the 28th or 29th. I probably won't be back. With my plan is Grudge Match and Wolf of Wall Street. I'm really looking forward to both of those. I don't know if I'll be seeing them both on the same day since Wolf of Wall Street is a really long movie. But I'm planning on seeing both of those. And I won't be back, like I said, till the 28th or 29th. Basically because I'm going to North Carolina for Christmas, so I won't be doing any movies or seeing any movies until I get back. So before I get off, wish everybody a Merry Christmas. This won't be my last review for the year. I got a few more, like I said, 2 more to go. And then I'll do my top 10 list. But Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever the hell you celebrate. And I'll see you guys later.